Top of the week, man. How you been?
I feel good. Look at these fancy mic arms, guys. We now have the mics a lot closer to our face, so the audio quality should be better. So that's why I feel good.
Yep.
Better audio quality.
I think they enhanced the look, man. Makes us look more professional.
Yeah. And all it did was, I forget how much they cost, but there you go. Just little stuff
Yeah.
to help you out.
It's the little things.
Yes.
We got an exciting lineup today as far as what we're diving into. First thing is the Super Bowl. Super Bowl halftime show headliners have been announced, and it's a legendary one. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar. And this is very, very appropriate for a West Coast Super Bowl. And so, man, what are your thoughts on this?
I think they haven't really had any hip-hop people in the Super Bowl, to my knowledge.
Travis Scott was in there, I think.
Okay. He wasn't the headliner, though.
He wasn't, was he?
Who was he performing with? I forget. We can look that up. Hold on. Who performed? Yeah, look that up real quick. But I don't think he was the headlining act for that Super Bowl. But you're right. He did perform. Mm-hmm. But are you finding anything?
Maroon 5.
That was okay. So he was with Maroon 5 of all people?
Yeah, he was. That's what threw everybody off. It was like, why Travis Scott?
I remember Maroon 5 was the worst halftime performance that I remember. No disrespect to Maroon 5.
No disrespect.
But I think it's just it could be reactionary from the past years, what I'd be thinking, what some people might be thinking of this reactionary to, the whole riots last summer, protests last summer, killings last summer by police officers. So could be that. It could be because, LA, these are very big artists that Eminem's actually from the Midwest, so I'm not sure that would follow through with the whole West Coast thing. But obviously he came up with Dr. Dre, so that would have synergy there. But I do see a lot of people excited about it, so people are happy. The younger crowd especially is that, or millennials and Gen Z would be happier that a lot of the artists they came up with are performing at the Super Bowl, and it's a genre that is not frequently headlined, let's just say that. And I don't think, besides you mentioning Travis Scott, that there really has been any hip hop people all like that. Missy was there, but she wasn't the headliner.
Right.
I can't remember. If you guys know one, or if somebody finds something, feel free to drop it. I can think of people like Missy, but they weren't nobody's headline. So for this one, they got pretty much all Mary J. Blige R&B, but the rest of them are hip hop. So they're the headliners this year.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens.
I wonder if it's a nod to culture as they're doing that, because when I look at last year, I'm starting to notice a bit of a pattern, and it might be a stretch because it's only 2 years in, but last year you had Shakira and J-Lo. That was kind of a nod to the Latino culture, and this time around it might just be a nod to West Coast culture. I wonder if they're starting to kind of put an emphasis on what are some pockets of culture that are worthy of a highlight that we can really, what I'm saying? Because obviously Dre, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick, all of those are big West Coast guys. So I wonder if that's what's going on here, and if so, then, that's kind of cool. But, there, like you said, there could be a myriad of things that.
Yeah. It's good for marketing. I'll say that. It's not one that people are just glazing over, like, oh, why would they do that?
Not at all.
So I think it's good for their marketing. I do wonder what exactly how it will be presented for certain songs. I'm trying to think of just straight, commercial friendly songs that Dre, Snoop, M, And Kendrick. I think Kendrick may have some.
Some.
I'm trying to think of, but like how heavily will that have to be censored
Yeah.
on TV? Because you can't play everything on TV with FCC guidelines and all that. So I wonder how that's going to go down.
Maybe
curious.
Mary J. Blige is going to save the day on every verse because they can take it to the hooks and it still be kind of family friendly, especially if, like, I don't know, if they throw it back to the 90s or some of their more popular songs that have risen on the charts, they could survive if they just kept it at the hook.
Tell me one. Seriously, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Of Snoop, Dre. Like, tell me.
You know, I'm thinking of like Eminem. You know, Slim Shady. You could do that.
You could do a verse. Maybe you got to pick the verse. That would be.
You said a verse?
Oh, I'm
pick
talking
a
about
verse
out of the song and like tell me.
Oh, I don't think they can do any verses.
They have to. They're performing.
That's true. Well,
we'll see. See, this is what I'm curious about. Like, how are they going to do this? Because they have, obviously, you have edited versions of stuff, but then even on top of that, sometimes the edited version for some of these is like,
yeah, we know what you're talking about.
So,
yeah,
we'll see, man. We will see. But I know Gen Z, millennials, probably be very excited.
Okay, let me just say one more thing on that. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah. See, I was okay with a lineup like this. You have to throw back to the 90s to some degree. You know what I'm saying? Because Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Eminem, that was their rise to prominence. They have a lot of classics and Mary J. Blige. They have a lot of classics from the 90s. I'm wondering how much is Gen Z going to resonate with this lineup? You know?
Gen Z definitely knows Kendrick.
Yeah, Kendrick for sure, but that's like the only, you know, I feel like.
No, I feel like a lot of them. Snoop and like these Snoop, Dre, and Eminem are kind of big enough that like everybody's kind of at least gonna know them.
Yeah.
So I'd figure if anybody, Mary J. Blige might have the
tough time.
Yeah, the hardest time up there.
Yeah.
Obviously, people know her because she did have a #1 single, but. As far as the rest of her catalog, people are going to be way familiar with the rest of Dre's catalog, or Snoop's, or Eminem's, or Kendrick's. But yeah, I think Dre, Snoop, and Eminem, enough people are going to know them.
Yeah, let me just say this: if you're a Gen Zer out there that's listening, maybe write in the comments like, what do you think about this lineup? You know, I'm very interested in your thoughts because I know some of these artists might have been a little bit before your time, but you know, who knows? Let us know. Let us know what you think.